Hello, Algebra 1 lovelies. I love my freshmen. How you guys doing? Today we're going to do things a little differently with the multiplication rule. So we're going to do the booklet. You can check that off when you're all done, but we're going to go all the way to the multiplication rule page. So here's how it's going to go. It's a little different. I would like to just show you a few examples, and once you get it, pause it, do it by yourself. I want to see how much of this that you can figure out on your own just by using what you already know about exponents. This is the most powerful way to learn something. If you can do it and figure it out for yourself, you're going to do so much better on this. But let's start. So let me hide this. We have 2 squared and 2 cubed. So I want you to see if you can catch on. We're going to do this one in red and this one in green. So here's what I mean by work it out. It means I would like you to use what you know about exponents. 2 squared means 2 times 2. And you're just multiplying that together, times. And then 2 cubed means 2 times 2 times 2. Well, if you catch on quick, all of that together will equal 2 to the 5th power, right? Because you multiplied it together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And 2 to the 5th is, I believe, 32. Okay, so I'm only going to do the ones and stars with you, and then I want you to figure out the rest on your own. So x squared and x cubed is going to look the same way. Again, I'll use my colors to try and help you out a little bit. But if you catch on to the pattern, pause it, move on for yourself. You can kind of just do your thing. X times x. And we're multiplying that by x times x times x. Well, if you put all of that together, that's x to the 5th power. We can't really do anything about it. That's as simple as we can make it. Same with this one. Now I need 3 colors. Red. How about some purple and orange? Nice and bright ones. So if we start with our x squared, we've got x times x. Our x cubed, x times x times x. And our x to the 4th, x, 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 and x. Well, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is x to the 9th. Okay? I'm going to do one more, and then you're going to do it. So now I'm going to just do the x's, multiply them together. Well, x to the 12th. I don't really want to work that out. Those numbers are getting really high. I don't want to just go crazy. So I'm going to do x, and I see the pattern already. So I know that the x is going to be to the 18th. I want you to try and figure out y. That's up to you. And then our y's, well, y to the 1st and y cubed, y to the 1st, and y, and y. We put this all together, we get x to the 18th and y to the 4th. That's simplified all the way. So right here, I want you to pause, do the rest of them, see if you can figure out the rule on your own. Okay? And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to reveal the answers just so you can check. But pause, do it on your own. All right, I'm back. So let's look at what you did. We had 3 to the 1st and 3 squared. So there's 1 3 and 2 more 3's. That's 3 cubed, which is what we got right here. And then that was 27. 3 times 3 is 9 times another 3. 9 times 3 is 27. That's how I got that. X to the 4th, there's 4 x's in red. There's 6 x's in blue. We multiply them all together. That's x to the 10th. You catching on yet? There's 4 x's in blue. There's 5 x's in red. 2 x's in green. 1 x in pink. We put all those together. That's 12. Did you figure it out yet? Hopefully. X to the 1st, there's 1 and 2 more x's. Those 3 x's. And I put them together using that commutative property. And then we got y to the 6th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And y cubed, there's 1, 2, 3. So we have x cubed and y to the ninth, because there's 9 y's. You figure out the rule? The rule is if we have the same base that x or y, we're going to add the exponents together. So our rule, there's no working out in this box. We have x to the m plus n. Hopefully you figured that out on your own. So what does that mean in words? When multiplying the same base, add exponents. Hopefully you discovered that on your own. So let's go to the next page. I'm going to work these out rather quickly. What this means is 5. There's no exponent on it. It's really 5 to the first. If we multiply these together by the rule, we got same base of 5. We get 5 to the 1 plus 2, which is 5 to the third. Well, that's 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. Okay, if you can work it out as far as you can. So if you have number bases, then that means you should go all the way with it. If you don't, like in this one, then we need to leave it go as far as we can. So this means x to the 3 plus 8, which is x to the 11th. That's as far as we can go with that because it's x's. Same bases, we're multiplying, that's what that dot means, and we add our exponents together. This one we got numbers and letters. So we're going to multiply the numbers together because that's what it is. That's what this dot is. It's multiplication. And then we're going to use the rule on the variables. So I'm going to use that in pink for you. So what this means is, this means we got 2 times 4, and we've got y to the 4 plus 5. Okay, I'm going to write it on a new line. That equals, well, 2 times 4 is 8, and we have y to the 9th. That's as far as we can go, all done. Now we've got a negative in front. We know what that means. We've seen this before. This means negative 1. Negative 1z. So again, I'm going to multiply my numbers together, and then I'm going to use my new rule that I just learned, my multiplication rule, on my exponents. So this means negative 1 times 6, and we've got z to the 2 plus 9. Okay, so what that means is I now have negative 6, right? Negative 1 times 6 is negative 6, and z to the 11th. All done. See, it's not that bad. 2 more. Now, I don't see the dot for multiplication in these, but it still is multiplying, right? We have the parentheses. There's like the invisible multiplication. Same thing. I'm going to do 3 times 6 and x to the 6 plus 7, right? Same base. The base is x. We multiply them, so that means we add exponents. So this means 18 to the, or 18x to the 13th. And same thing on this one. But now we've got more than one variable. What we're going to have to do is multiply like terms. 4 and negative 3. Then we've got our x. There's only one x, so we're just going to leave that alone. And then we've got y to the 5th times y to the 8th. So what this means, 4 times negative 3. We've got our x. And that one's just by itself. I'm just going to keep it. And we've got y to the 5 plus 8. So what this turns into, grand total, negative 12. That was with our numbers. X is just our x. Y to the 13th. All done. Let's do 7 and 8. Now we got 1, 2, and 3. Those are all my numbers. I'm going to multiply those together first. So I'm going to do 1 times 2 times 3. I'm going to multiply my x's together. So I'm going to do x to the 4th times x cubed times x squared. Then I'm going to do my y's. I got y cubed times y cubed. And that is everything. Well, now I'm just got to put it all together. 1 times 2 times 3 is just 6. Well, all of that stuff is 6. And then we've got x to the fourth, and then we got 3 more and 2 more. So in grand total, we've got x to the 4 plus 3 plus 2. Well, that's x to the ninth. And then our y's, we got y cubed, that's y to the 3 plus 3, which is 6. Okay, and finally number 8, we got negative 2 times 6 times negative 3. So negative 2 times 6 times negative 3. Well, 2 times 6 is 12. We got a negative and a negative, so that's a positive. So 12 times 3, all of this, I could even just use my calculator if I wanted, 36. Then we've got x's, y's, and z's. So let's see. I dealt with that. We got x squared, and that's it. So I'm just going to copy it, x squared. I've got dealt with that. I've got y squared and y squared. That's going to be y to the fourth. Okay, and then I've got my z's. I've got z squared and z to the ninth, so that's z to the 11th, and z to the 5th. So grand total, we got z to the 16th. And that's it. All done. Again, ask questions, and we're all done. Good luck.